Right, so when I'm touching my fingers, it's actually making characters which trigger actions in the game. It's not motion sensing, it's touch sensing. So you'll see here, I tap my fingers and it's making certain keystrokes, in this case numbers. This will trigger an action in the game. So each finger, as you can see here has 5 what we call touch points. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touch points on the 3 main fingers, 3 touch points on the pinky, and then there's 1, 2, 3 unique places that the user can use to activate these touch points. 2 on the thumb, 1 on the palm. This is the configuration software. It lets you quickly and easily remap the product. So I can change mappings, I can switch between different key maps, and very quickly reconfigure the product to work with any type of game or application. You create keys and hot strokes in your game.
Awesome. Now, I'm seeing that you're typing with it. It's to you? I mean, you're a pro at this. Can you type faster with that than with this?
Actually, with 2 gloves,
yeah,
I was able to type about 50 words a minute.
That's pretty awesome.
It's really cool. We don't have the right-handed glove is out. It's not out yet. It's not designed for typing yet, like this version. Specifically, it's just for hotkeys, like quick keystrokes, etc. But we do have some fanatical users who are training themselves to type, and you can type with one hand on it. It's a little slower, but it's cool. So, the product's been available for just over 60 days. You can buy direct on our website at www.theperegrine.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, light. I'm moving you can see me moving the cursor with the mouse, and I can actually trigger spells and abilities for my character. You can see just by touching my finger, I'm making things happen. I can open up my inventory screens. I can trigger all kinds of different things just by using the glove. So I'll go find some enemies here if I can. Again, you can see me moving the cursor. Oh, this looks promising. Ooh.
Now, do you have any plans to adapt this so that it'll be completely mouse free and you'll be able to use the gloves to move the cursor?
We are working on some pretty interesting things right now. I can't comment a lot on our future, I guess, versions of this, but it's going to be very cool. Okay. And you know, we'll make announcements on those when we're ready. But there are some. Let's just say this is a base technology that we can do a lot of things with.
Yeah, not bad.
So.
I'm sorry, I forgot what I was going to ask entirely. Oh yeah. Do you just create like essentially a new version of the joystick type of thing for already made games, or are you creating games for the Peregrine?
Well, the Peregrine's set up to be like a keyboard.
Okay.
So any game right now that's using a keyboard, we can actually set the Peregrine to work with.
Okay.
That was our design philosophy, was rather than having to get all these games specially integrate our product into them, we started by saying we're going to mimic a keyboard, or pretend it's like a keyboard, and suddenly we're compatible with all these keyboard style games. Now in the future, what we're looking for is developers who will also develop special games that take advantage of the unique capabilities of the Peregrine. Yeah. So
this
you've thought of, and
it's something we're definitely considering.
Okay, something you're definitely considering.
Yeah. So
although there are no current plans to release anything.
Yeah, we're
no comments.
Assuming we do it, we would make an official announcement.
Okay.
So thanks for your interest.
Yeah, sure. No, that sounds awesome.
There's something I've had.
But you got to ask the 5-year question.
In 5 years, what do you want this to be?
In 5 years?
Yeah.
In 5 years, I see a very, very cool, lightweight, futuristic glove with haptic or force feedback, motion sensing, maybe even some very cool, like, built-in display technologies. Like, there's a lot we could do with it. I think the human hand is the most natural tool or interface we have. If you really think about it, we use our hand to interact with the virtual world through the mouse, through the keyboard, through joysticks, controllers, etc. We've actually taken and removed the layer of hardware from the user, so you're actually interacting directly with your hand. So yeah, I want to see honestly, you'd be able to reach into the virtual world and pick up a rock or turn a doorknob and, you know, maybe shoot a bow and arrow and actually feel it.
I was going to ask, like, well,
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So that's kind of the holy grail, so to speak,
How
of.
long do you think it would take to make it so you could feel
Well,
that type
I'd
of
like
thing?
to. I'd like to see it in less than 5 years. Like, this is stuff we're already thinking about.
Yeah.
We've got to see the current versions of the product be successful, so we can build on that. I guess build on that user base and get people used to the concept. We thought of releasing, like, spending more money on R&D and more time and releasing a very expensive, complex glove. But we really didn't think that was the right approach because, you know, that's somewhat been tried, not in a very refined form, but it's just a real leap for users, even with this, a simple glove where you can touch your hands and your fingers to activate things. It's pretty far out there still. So, you know, we want to get people used to the concept of interacting with the glove and using it and then build on there. But man, yeah, 5 years from now, I do see people typing with this. And
The Sony and Microsoft will be coming out with their own Peregrines for their Xbox 540s.
But you,
That's right.
You have the 5-year leap on that, I think, so that's helpful.
Well, there's a lot of manufacturing techniques and little things like even learning how people typically touch their hand and, you know, what's comfortable for a user. Like, that takes a while to figure out, and you can't just, you know, throw a bunch of people at that type of problem and think you'll solve it quickly. It takes a bit of art and skill to figure out how to make something usable. Like, so.
How much is this version?
This version retails right now for $149.99, available on our website, theperegrine.com. It does have a detachable pod, so in the future we're going to be offering replaceable gloves as well. You know, for all those people who want their Hello Kitty glove or whatever. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's very functional and easy to use.
What have you seen in terms of, like, performance? Have you seen a market increase in performance, or is it more sort of a comfort thing that you found from your users?
Typically, we see some pretty quick performance increase. A lot of our users, like, say, World of Warcraft users, they say, you know, I can't play WoW without my glove now. I love it. That's great. And then the comfort thing is a big factor for a lot of users too. So I wouldn't say it's mutually exclusive. I'd say it's both the speed and the comfort. I know for me, I can play, you know, a gaming session at the end. My mouse hand will be tired, but my Peregrine hand feels fine. So.
But there definitely are improvements to be seen by using this in terms of gaming performance.
Absolutely. Most users will see a pretty marked improvement in their game performance. Yeah. Actions per minute, and also being able to just pay more attention and be more focused on your screen, not having to look down at your keyboard to find keys. I mean, you know where your fingers are at all times, so it takes away those times where you're looking down, fumbling for keys or hitting wrong keys. I've even watched replays of pros, and they still hit the wrong key sometimes. This really helps with that too. So,
what's the learning curve on getting used to using it?
That's a good question. Typical learning curve, we say people should spend about 30 minutes to an hour just getting comfortable with the device, playing around with it. Some people, they get it in 5 minutes, but you just want to get used to the feel of it.
Good.
Yeah.